But first tonight, you might have noticed that there aren't many houses on the market right now. Well, our Sheridan Hurtig updates us on why that's the case, and she also explains what the market is like at the moment.
With a low housing inventory and an increased interest rate, it seems like it may not be the best time to buy a house. However, a 6% interest rate is low in comparison to 40 years ago, when interest rates were up in the teens and the 2000s were steadily at 8%. Now, if your interest rate is higher than 6%, then it may even be a good time for you to look at refinancing. Mortgage applications have increased as well, up 7% for the first week of February. And for those looking to become first-time homeowners, there are grants available to offset any higher expenses.
The most popular one is a program through IDA, which is the Illinois Housing Development Authority, called Opening Doors. It's a $6,000 grant that goes towards your down payment and closing costs. It's only forgiven over 5 years, so you only have to be there 5 years to have it fully forgiven.
There's many reasons behind a low housing inventory, and leaders from the CEFCU Mortgage Department say one reason could be people are deciding to stay in their homes for longer periods of time. Back to you.
Well, we've got a new perspective after Peoria police killed a man last year. This all stems from the October death of 59-year-old Samuel Vincent Richmond. On Friday, State's Attorney Jody Hoos called it a justified shooting. She said Richmond made suicidal comments and pointed a gun at officers, giving them no choice but to use deadly force. Now, we spoke with Richmond's oldest daughter this weekend on what she thought about the state's attorney's announcement. Shiloh Hume says despite having hope, she knew her dad's killing on the body camera footage would be called justified. She tells us she doesn't know why her father was in the park that night, but she believes he did not want to die. She also tells us officers should have approached that situation as a crisis.
He did not want to die. I honestly believe that the police thought that our dad was another person who was shooting in a different area.
Peoria Police Chief Erica Chavarria says the 4 officers will return to full duty, and the next step will be an internal review of that incident. Just now into the newsroom, the Peoria Police Department needs your help finding this woman who vanished. Take a good look at your screen here. This is Marquita Britton, and she was last seen today in the area of South Blaine Street and West Antoinette Street. That's near Southern Valley Baptist Church. Britton is described as a 39-year-old black woman who's about 5'1" and 130 pounds. If you've got any details on where she could be, you're encouraged to call the number listed at the top of your screen. In Illinois, people in jail have their voting rights taken away, and once they serve their sentence, they can exercise their civic duty. But a bill lawmakers are considering aims to change that. Under the proposal, anyone behind bars convicted of a felony would have their voting rights restored 14 days after their conviction. Right now, people who are on parole or probation can register to vote and cast a ballot, and people released from jail do have to re-register before they can vote again. But this bill would also allow people released from jail temporarily and those out on a work release. Supporters of the bill have this to say.
I don't think that when they're convicted, they signed up to lose all their rights. And if we want people to be full citizens when they come out of prison, they should be able to be involved in the political process while they're incarcerated.
And jails would have to provide inmates with applications to vote by mail, to register to vote, and other election material. The measure says people in jail would only be allowed to vote by mail if the county they are from differs from the county they are jailed in. But this only applies to temporary polling places in those facilities. Time will tell if the governor plans to introduce new programs in his budget address. Governor Pritzker will give his annual speech on Wednesday. While the past 4 years were about climbing out of a financial hole, this year's plan could be about avoiding another one. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Cole Hankey has more about how the governor will likely have at least one big ask in his budget.
It's a much different situation now for Governor Pritzker than it was 4 years ago. His first budget address came as the state was reeling from the budget impasse. Now he's preparing to give his first budget address of his second term. The state is in an improved, albeit far from perfect, financial standing.
We balanced the budget and got credit upgrades.
But Republicans are sounding the alarm about potential problems of increased spending this year.
We fear that the budgetary house of sand built by unchecked spending will soon crack. Increasing revenues have not solved the systemic and structural fiscal issues in the state of Illinois.
Even Comptroller Susana Mendoza is warning that some tough times may be on the horizon. Revenue projections are strong for the next year, but hints of an economic downturn are concerning.
What we don't want to see is, frivolous spending, right? We don't want to see spending for new programs that might not be proven or tested programs that end up being added to the budget year to year.
Governor Pritzker has taken some steps to prepare for revenue shortfalls, including pouring a lot of money into the state's rainy day fund. He hasn't tipped his hand on that many policies he hopes to push through during the start of his second term, but he did focus a lot on education in his inaugural address as well as the campaign trail, and he hinted at some potential costly programs in his inauguration address.
I propose we go all in for our children and make preschool available to every family throughout the state. Now let's focus on making tuition free for every working class family in Illinois.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey.
And the State of the State address will be Wednesday at noon. Be sure to tune in to the governor's speech live on our website, ciproud.com. In the Twin Cities, Bloomington City Council will decide whether to approve changes to an ordinance concerning video gaming license requirements. Changes include no longer needing to have a permit sticker on each video gaming terminal and a license being revoked or suspended if failure to notify the city clerk on changes in ownership, locations, and names associated with the establishment. The council is also being asked to approve a preliminary plan for the Links development that's located near the intersection of Ballybunion Road and Tullamore Avenue. If approved, Green Fairways Development will pay the city more than $200,000 for public improvements like new traffic signals. Artists re-envisioning Tomorrow Inc. or Art Inc. in Peoria is celebrating Black History Month. Opening in 2018, Art Inc. was founded to help kids better their future and also to keep them off of the streets. Now, if you walk into the Art Inc. building, you'll find the walls covered with art by Black artists. Co-founder Nikki Romaine says she wants her students to take pride in the art and their culture.
Helps them with a sense of pride. It also helps them with knowing there are people just like them that are in different careers, people that are just like them that are successful, and that just brings about pride and makes them want to do better in life.
She tells us the students will spend the month focusing on themselves and what it means to be a person of color.